Okay, here we go again. Well, no script, but have to start over when you forget to hit the record button for a while. What do you think about that, Bart? You said you could be my cameraman, but I said I could handle it. I guess I was wrong. Anyway, bought this battle mat, about $30 from Staples. That's Canadian if you didn't know where I was. Probably pretty close to US too. It's just real basic, probably about a meter by 2 feet. Yeah. When they come into the game shop, I'll have it out there upside down, out in the middle of everything. Figure I'll flip it over when I'm ready. It'll still have the sheet on top, but probably take that off easy enough. There's nothing really here they can't see right off. So what you've got is higher elevations up here on a slope coming down. This is by far the lowest area. Got a trail with switchbacks coming up to the primary elevation. This is relatively flat terrain, but there is still a slope. This little thing here is a cave that they can make their way through, kind of bypass some stuff and end up over here. I guess we'll talk about the cave for a second. It's not too hard to navigate. It is wet, and there are fish, electrically charged fish. So the party will take some damage going through, but not a lot. It won't be that big a deal. Just a little pain. I don't expect them to do that, but you never know. Now, why are they coming from this way? Why not come from another direction? Well, for one, they don't know exactly where this place is, so they kind of stumble on it. The other is this is fairly significant cliffs here. This is pretty high up and much, probably another half a mile over. There's going to be, cliffs coming up. So difficult climb, not impossible, but I'm probably going to put some, I'm going to put some type of shrieker equivalent here to kind of be a natural alarm system. This is also a pretty distinct drop off. This is actually a little cliffside, about 20 feet. And then down elevations, this turns into a pretty significant river coming down. So by far the obvious approach is this direction. There's trees here, but it's been raining for a million years, so they're dead. Actually undead trees. If the party wanders into it, then there'll be an interesting little combat there. The Hydra is hiding up here. There's some other areas to kind of distract. There's the pool here they might want to investigate first. This is a busted obelisk, very black and shiny, but it's cracked off, no sign of the top. These are ruined buildings. Some of these areas are complete collapse with, where the water is actually, pouring through. If the party does advance through here, whether they end up fighting the trees or not, the Hydra will make its appearance from up here. 1 or 2 rounds of movement for the Hydra. Here's my scale. So this card, the short end is 25 feet of movement. So that's still a pretty good distance, but I'm kind of giving him a layer ability to use this little waterway as a slide that it can control itself, move down here very quickly, get a few attacks in, and then dive into the water. Unless it's winning. The water will pooch it out down here, and then it can pretty easily move around to another point of ambush without being detected. Once again, nothing set in stone. I'm sure the party will ruin this whole plan. But the Hydra will, like I said, the Hydra will attack no matter what the situation is. But of course, if it does go to plan and he ends up here, then the party's going to have to move their way up here. Otherwise, they'll just be investigating it after the kill. This is a dig site that's been excavated before. There's a little tomb underneath, but nothing left. This is an entryway, same thing, no treasure. The dragon, yeah, the Hydra's treasure. I didn't place the Hydra's treasure. So, yeah, it'll be back in here. This is a fallen tower. This is part of the top of the tower that's managed to stay intact. There's a bell here that could be recovered for a decent amount of money if they can move it. So yeah, probably pooched under the fallen tower here. We'll have his treasure hoard. There's no other real encounters up here traveling around. As soon as they are within a round's movement, it'll engage again. So, maybe somewhere in this range, possibly even in this building, could come crashing through. This is all very fragile, what's left standing. Have some fun with some deconstruction, rapid, unplanned deconstruction of what's left of these buildings. One other little interesting point of note, I'm going to put a waterfall here. As I mentioned, he would come out of the cliff face and plop down and run away. But at the base of the waterfall, there's going to be another little grotto. And everybody likes to check behind waterfalls, so we're gonna put a mimic back there. See if I can. Oh, look, a treasure chest, and see if I can get a first round of attack on them, and then they can kill the mimic. All right, so that is the first battle mat I've done in a while. Little battlefield layout, and I'll be back with you to tell you how things went. Y'all are important to me. Have a good weekend. Oh, it happened. They fought that Hydra, and it was actually a pretty good fight. I just used the standard buck Hydra, except pump its defense up 1 point, just to make a little bit of a difference. Of course, the party did some stuff normal, some stuff weird. The party approached from the east, as I expected them to, and they took the cave, which I did not expect them to, which is no big deal. I put it there for a reason, right? Gotta give them options. They followed it, took a few points of damage from the eels. Remember the electrical eels? And they came out right around up here. A little bit of a look around, they started to explore. They went right for the top of the bell tower, did not find the big bell they had every opportunity to, but botched their checks. Then came down here to the obelisk and found out that it was already searched out. Poking around a little bit more, they started up to the high ground. They proceeded up in this vicinity, thinking it was a temple. It's certainly the high ground, so a reasonable place to look. And right about here, the monster attacked. Came around the corner, jumped onto its little slide, whoosh, slid down into combat. Made a couple of strong hits, took a little bit of damage, made some more strong hits, and made a run for it. It plopped its big old butt right down on that slippery slide, whoosh, whoosh, and splash. He was chased, but they didn't just want to jump blindly into the water. Now that's an awful small pond, so they were immediately suspicious. There was some tying off of rope, some investigation, some poking around, and two of the characters actually ended up going through the slide and out the little waterfall here, putting them immediately in contact with the mimic that I hid behind the waterfall. That was a pretty boring fight. They moved around, investigating, trying to find the monster, who was running back around the whole time to sneak as best a Hydra can. But he had enough of a lead that it didn't really matter. Coming down slope, the party encountered the mud mephits. That's what I decided to give the monster, the Hydra, as some buddies. A little distraction. And oh my god, they did so well. They took one of the main fighters out for a round with their mud blast. They completely occupied the Ranger for almost the entire fight. They did their share. The Hydra engaged. Because the mephits were still in play, he engaged a minimal number of bad guys. Well, the PCs, I guess, they're not supposed to be the bad guys, right? Now, my group has this thing. They like giving the barbarian an enlarged potion so she can grapple stuff. Well, it happened. She was wrestling the Hydra, drug it down to the edge here, and dumped it off. The fight was over pretty quickly after that. It ran a ways, turned around, re-engaged, almost killed the druid. But, you know, you got to force those death saves from time to time. Overall, it was a great fight. I enjoyed it. It was good for the players. They got what they wanted. Somebody almost had to make a death save. And they didn't just, they didn't just abuse my monster. They want more challenging fights just like I do. What I think I did right was the battle map. It helped a lot. It helped to visualize. And quite frankly, it creates a distraction for the players. There was all kinds of chaos that went on through this. There was even a little pushing match between the characters because one didn't want to go into the water and the other one did. Well, there was more to it than that, but not time for it in this video. But anyway. The mephits. They were such a big hit. Giving your monster a little bit of backup. Just a little bit. I mean, these guys are just little junkie buddies. And they did so well. It made so much difference. So, in conclusion, work on your visualization, work on your terrain. What I could have done better is forced a few more reflex saves for their footing. Could have made things a little bit harder terrain-wise. I thought about even maybe throwing in some lightning from the storm, but that seemed a little extreme since, Hydras don't have any weather abilities. But I could have done a weather spirit or something. I could have just, thrown in a dragon. Anyway, I thank you all for stopping by. Every one of you matters. This station is getting better and better, and it's because of you. Have an absolutely wonderful week. Cheers. Where the fuck did he go? I haven't been anywhere. What the hell? Where'd my sticky stick go? Sticky stick? It's gotta be under here. Oh, what the fuck, man? Why do you do this to yourself? I swear to God, I was right here the whole time. I grabbed it, didn't I? I didn't get it. Oh, I never got it again.